Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Monday night team training. And I'm going to go ahead and kick this off because I've got a lot of stuff to go through, but I also want to keep it kind of short. But first of all, thank you guys for joining us. Being on these trainings and watching the recordings is so important to the growth of your business. So we'll talk about some of those things. So we're going to go over the 3 C's of success. So the first C, believe it or not, let's just see if anybody can guess it. Put it in the comments. If you can guess what the first C is, put it in the comments. Everyone should get this.
Candy. Just kidding.
It is candy. How did you read my notes? You read my notes. It is consistency. Okay. So why do we talk about consistency so much? Here's the thing. Being motivated will not always be there. You're not always going to be motivated. There's going to be days that you're going to wake up, you're going to have distractions to hit, and it's going to just take the air out of your sails and you're not going to be motivated. But what will happen though, if you create consistent habits and do these habits every day, then you don't have to worry about being motivated because you'll have these daily consistent habits to keep you going. So that's one of the main reasons to be consistent is because you're not always going to be motivated. Next thing is the small activities that you do will compound into big things. If you have read The Compound Effect, and if you haven't, I recommend you doing that. It's by Darren Hardy. So put that on your reading list or listening list to listen to or watch or listen to or read The Compound Effect, because these small things that you do every day, they will compound over time and they'll turn into great things. You know, I use this analogy all the time of going to the gym, and there's so many people who will start going to the gym and they'll go for maybe 2, 3, 4 days, maybe even a week. And they look in the mirror and they're like, I don't see any changes. This isn't working. So I'm going to quit going. Or they may even go for 3 or 4 days or 3 or 4 weeks, and they're not seeing the results that they think they should get. They're going every day in the gym. They're working hard, and they're just not getting where they think they should be. But we know it works. We know that going to the gym works because we see people do it all the time, and they make a consistent effort. They go several times a week, and they do it over months, and those results start to develop. Okay. When do they develop for people? It's different for everyone. But here's the thing. Results happen if you stay consistent. Next thing is your consistent behavior or your consistent activity will plant seeds. And this goes back to the planting of the seeds. They don't always grow immediately. They never grow immediately. For our business, what you do today will, on an average, take 60 to 90 days to start reaping what you're sowing. So if you're not being consistent and you're not planting these seeds consistently, then come these 60 to 90 days, then that inconsistent work that you've done, you're not going to get anything. And then you're going to be more frustrated because you're in your head, you're going to be saying, okay, I've done a few things here and there. Maybe I've not been consistent, but I've done a few things here or there. But things aren't happening for me like they're happening for someone else, which we never want to compare ourselves, but we sometimes do. But more than likely, that person that is growing and they're consistently growing, it's because they are consistently doing the things that allow them to grow. Okay. Here's a big one that I love is consistency draws attention. So what do I mean by that? If you're being consistent month after month, year after year, people notice. I have a new distributor that just got started, I think a month ago. And one of the things that she said was, I've been watching you and Pam do this for years, so I know that it works. I've seen you guys go on trips. I've seen you retire. I've seen all these great things that you and your family get to do together. And I know it's because of Zingular. But if I did not consistently post about my lifestyle, if I didn't consistently put it out there about what I'm doing, and if I was just in 1 month, out of the next month. If I was in it for 2 or 3 months and then out of it for 2 or 3 months, that draws attention too. It just draws a negative attention. But being consistent, it gets people's attention. It attracts them to you. People love to be with someone that is consistent in what they're doing. And guess who else's attention it gets? It gets your team's attention. It gets your downline's attention, and it gets your upline's attention. Why is it important to get your upline's attention like that? Is because our time is valuable. We want to make sure that we are putting the right attention and the right amount of time into the right people. So I pay attention to my team. Who's being consistent? Who's not being consistent? Equals who deserves more of my time. Okay, so keep that in mind. The next C. You may want to guess what the next C is. You may or may not get it. If you're on my team and you're on here, you better get it.
Candy.
Candy. It's the second C. It's candy. They're all going to be candy. It's going to be candy, candy, candy. See if anybody gets it. Confidence. Not confidence, even though that is important. If I had a fourth C, I would put confidence. Courage. Courage is a good one, but not it. Comfortable or being uncomfortable. Kind of, this is going to be a part of one of them. Oh gosh. Okay. Y'all are going to be like, oh, when I say this, you got to be coachable. I saw Christy. Yes, coachable. Yes. So coachable just does not start in the beginning. Okay. It's something we preach in the beginning, but being coachable is not just for your first month or your first 6 months. Being coachable is something that you need to do from the beginning all the way through the end. And why is it important? When you're coachable, you're open to learning. You're open to learning new things, maybe a different way of doing something, but it opens your mind to learning. What else? It opens you up to trying new things. Maybe you've done something one way for a while and your coach says, hey, let's try something different. Let's try it this way and see what happens. Next thing is it does move you out of your comfort zone. If you're being coached and you're not being challenged, then you need to be challenging yourself, because moving out of your comfort zone is when big things start to happen. So that's another thing of being coachable. Here's one that no one likes, but it's part of being coachable, and it's so important. And it's hard for the coach and the person being coached to do. And that is to receive criticism. Because if your coach is giving you some criticism, and it's always good criticism. I mean, it's a criticism to help you grow and help you to be better than what you are now. So I'll always keep that in mind. And sometimes I'll say this to my team starting out. I'm telling you this with love. Okay. I'm coming at you with this with love, because criticism is not easy to hear sometimes, especially if we think we're doing everything right and we feel like we're doing everything right. And then our coach comes to us and says, hey, I want to give you a new way of doing this, or I want you to not do something anymore. And this is why. Okay. So make sure that you're open to criticism, because if you're not going to grow. And once again, these are not things that you want to just do in your first few months. You want to always be coachable. When you go to events or you get on trainings, you hear something new, have an open mind and always be coachable through your whole singular career. Next C, I'm just going to throw it out there. It's candy. It's candy, Christy. Anyone want to guess what the third C is? We'll get a drink of water while you guys are calls. Keep going. Not yet. That's a good one, though. I like it. Y'all afraid to guess now, aren't you? Y'all are out of C's. Choice. I like choice. That's not it, though. No one's going to guess. So like, okay, I'm done. Just give it to us. I'm done. Okay. It is being connected. And this is what being connected will do for you. It is going to inspire you, because if you're connected to these trainings and you're connected to the opportunity calls, or anything that you can be connected to, anything that Singular Corporate does on their calls or Zooms, the more you're connected, the more you're going to grow, the more knowledge you're going to get. So make sure that you're connected. It's going to keep you inspired. The next part of being connected is you get to learn from others. This is one of the main reasons we put this group together between myself, Melissa, Christy, and the Bergs, is because we don't want you guys just to hear from one person. I don't want my team just to hear from me all the time. I enjoy when my team gets to hear from other leaders in the company, because they get a different personality, they get a different style of training, and they learn maybe in a different way than the way I train. So that's why it's important to be connected, is so you can learn from others. Here's a big one. Being connected allows you to receive the support that you need, because you're going to need support through this whole journey. Been doing this for 12 years. Guess what? I still need support. I keep myself connected to Melissa and Kristen, the Bergs, mainly for support, because I know I can go to them when I'm having a bad day, maybe, or go to them to bounce things off of them, get some new ideas, tweak some things that I'm thinking about, and I'm able to get that support from them, so they help me out and we help each other out. The next one that I like is being connected. You get to celebrate together. You celebrate your wins. If you're not connected to a team and you're not playing as a team, you're not going to be able to celebrate as a team. So make sure that you're connected to your team. That way you get to celebrate with everyone. And when you see Christy or Melissa or the Bergs or myself congratulate somebody in our groups, make sure that you're commenting below them and congratulating them. That is so important, because we want to build each other up. We put those posts out there, yes, to recognize them and celebrate them, but we put it out there so you guys can jump in there and celebrate as well. If we wanted to celebrate them privately, we wouldn't put it in there. We want our celebrations to be done as a team. And how motivating and inspiring is it that when you get celebrated, you get a shout out, you have your whole team saying, great job, congratulations, way to go. That's so uplifting. And when you see someone being celebrated, you need to jump in and do the same thing. Now, what's the great thing about all three of these? These are things that you can control. Okay, you have a control of everything I just talked about. You can control how consistent you are. You can control how coachable you are, and you can control how connected you are. The more that you are of these three things, the more successful your business is going to be. Just don't give up, and always stay connected, be consistent, and be coachable. And I was listening to an audio today, and I can't remember who it was speaking. I think it was just a variety of different people. And this lady was talking about, we live in a society where everything is, we're shown, excuse me, just a second. Sorry about that. We're shown that there's always instant gratification. I mean, someone does something great and boom, they're looks like they just hit success immediately, that there was no back end work being done. We see, somebody hit a rank and we congratulate them. And they're like, oh my gosh, that's great. That, how did they do it so fast? Well, we never slow down to talk about, what it takes to get there. And there is no overnight success. There is no instant gratification. There's always work behind it. So when you see somebody, getting recognized for something big that they've done, it's because there's work behind it that's not discussed. It's one of those things that, you work quietly, but then you're recognized, loudly. So, always know that the work that you put in, as long as you're putting it in consistently and you're staying coachable and staying connected, then that gratification is going to happen. More than likely, it's not going to be instant. So that's my training for tonight. Do you guys have any questions on anything that I discussed? Or anything anybody wants to add? Christy, Melissa, Jan, Greg?
I'll jump in there, Stace. I love that, and everything that you said about, and the fact that it is under your control, all three of them. I mean, I don't know that there's bigger keys than those three. Awesome job.
Thank you. Melissa or Christy?
I was waiting for Christy because I figured she would go. Go ahead, Christy.
Christy's down to talk about candy, so I'm just waiting.
Hey, well, the only reason I kept saying that is because I have all my Canadian candy left over. So I'm not even eating candy, but candy's a good thing. So no, I thought that was awesome, Stacy. Very good points. And they're all things that we have to remember. And through your entire journey, no matter if you've been here a day, a week, a month, a year, 10 years, however long you've been here, you have to keep doing these things. Every single thing is super, super important. So I loved it, Stace. Go ahead, Melissa.
Yep.
And Melissa, when you're finished, I'll let you close us out.
Okay. So like I have learned more about consistency in the last year and what it can do for you than in my entire singular journey because of my weight loss. When you are consistent with something, no matter what, and you do it every day, no matter what, and you make a decision every single day to do it, no matter what, that you're going to you're going to succeed. It may not be like, it didn't happen for me in 3 months, but it's taken over a year, almost a year. And I'm still not to my goal yet, but you know what? You think I'm going to stop now? Because it's just like, that's one of the things that I've learned about this is, it's a journey. It's not a race. It is a journey. And everybody should give their business 5 years of consistency, 5 years of consistent. That's my favorite word that he started with, consistency. 5 years of every single day, do something. And don't make excuses. You can't make excuses because you're going to get there eventually. You're going to succeed eventually. You're going to get to whatever goal it is you want to get to. But if you're not consistent and you don't stay consistent, it's going to take you a whole lot longer than if you just make it a priority and do it every day. Do something every single day. I loved it, Stacy. That was really, really good. And connecting. I did say that Maddie's on here. Hey, Maddie. I couldn't have made it the last year without my people. So connecting is very, very important because you never know when you're, and I'm going to tell you, if you connect with the right people, when something does happen, they will step up and run your business just like it's their own. It's amazing, the group of people, and you are the 5 people you surround yourself with. So look at your people you're connecting with and make sure they're people that are positive, that are uplifting, that are encouraging, that want to make you better. Because if they're the nah, 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 and they're just like, and they're complaining all the time and they're negative, go look in the mirror because chances are if that's who you're hanging out with, that's how you are. So surround yourself with positive people that are going to pour into you and pour into others and do for others. That's who you want to be around. So I thought it was great. So are we done? Nice. So I will end it with the prayer of Jabez. It says, "Oh Lord, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me and that you would keep me from evil." I love you guys. Have a great night.